All right. We're back for another week. It feels like we haven't done this for a minute.
Yeah, well, we pre-recorded the last ones because we had a busy couple weeks. Um, I think we're gonna do just focus on a Heber recap today because it's fresh off everyone's mind. And
Yep.
then we'll bust out another one and we'll do a recap. We'll go back to Camas,
Ennis, Colville, UTC,
Willa,
Willa.
and
There's
then
there's a lot to talk about,
oh
but there's also a lot to unpack from Heber in the 3-day event we just went through.
yeah. I mean Heber's like three derbies alone.
Oh yeah.
I mean every day is something. So um, let's get after it. So. Heber, first year, 3 year, 3-day derby.
Yep.
Uh, the main focus this year was the team show.
Yep. Which
I
did not disappoint.
I I was very nervous. I think I even said that on here. I definitely said it when I was talking with Sam, like
Yeah.
on his when we did the interview with Sam. I was definitely nervous for a 3-day, 4-man team show on our track.
Yeah, I remember you talking about the track itself as well, and that thing was hard as shit.
Yeah. The let's be honest, we got the our guys to go out and look at the um Gold Rush track.
Yeah.
And we showed them that and they're after they got back, they're like, "Oh yeah, we can't make it that hard, but we can
It was
make it hard."
hard.
And I mean, I did an interview with like Hard Nose like 2 weeks ago. I told him I'm like, it's not going to be Gold Rush hard, but it's going to be Utah hard.
Yeah.
And honestly, the 4 years that we've been putting on the show, that's the hardest we've had our
Oh yeah.
track. I felt like it held up really good all weekend long.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't remember a car digging down at all.
I don't think the track put any cars out.
No.
So I think every car was put out because of damage or something else. I don't think any one was put out because of the track, but
Yeah.
the facility guys did an amazing job at the
Yeah.
track. They put a lot of work into it. I mean, they started prepping it about 10 days before the Derby.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I was surprised that came down on Monday and they had it like put together pretty much.
yeah, I mean, they put a sprinkler on it for a couple days just to start getting all that moisture in the track. And then they come over and got it sealed down in that dirt and kept it
Yeah.
in. And then they just started working it and they kept that moisture in. And um, I thought they did a fantastic job with
So I
it.
know that was one of the things you were super stressed about.
Oh yeah, like because a track makes or breaks your show. I
It
mean,
does.
I mean, we've seen the struggles that Ultimate Derby had over there in Madison.
Madison.
They struggle and
Vegas struggled with it.
Vegas, like, if I had to complain for the team show, just my only complaint was I do feel like the track was too big
Yeah.
for two teams.
Yeah, those guys were catching some speed.
But like all the one and dones, we definitely need the track that big for
Yeah.
them. But I mean, I've thought about it, and I mean, I'm going to continue to think about it. I doubt it'll change, but I was wondering, I'm like, how could I potentially shorten the track? Maybe the first 2 days, but then open it back up
Yeah.
for day three. But it's a lot of work, and I don't know if we have enough time for our team
Yeah.
to do that. So we'll probably just leave it. But other than that, I no complaints of the track.
No. Let's talk about heat draws. Did
He
anybody anticipate what we seen happen?
I don't think you could draw that 10 times over and get the same,
No.
close to the same results. But I mean, by now everyone should know the heat draws or seen them, but we'll just do a quick recap. But right out of the gate, you know,
You have
y-
friends versus friends, very
yeah,
first
you
heat.
got Heber guys versus Heber guys. Honestly, like two of the best teams there. Right out of the gate, go head to head. And
I I go back and forth between Heat 1 and Heat 4 on which one was nastier, but I tip my hat to Heat 1 because holy shit.
I I think that if you look at Heat One and look at the carnage of the cars,
Yeah.
I feel like Heat One was harder hitting. Um, but I definitely felt like Heat Four had more action.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of action in Heat 4, that's for sure.
Um, so that was, so Heat One was team Mountainland Auto Sales, Case Barker, Ryan Schweer,
Clay
Clay.
Stewart and Neil Moore.
Yeah, which I mean,
That's a loaded team.
that was probably the most stacked team. It
I think
really
so.
was, and I had the opportunity looking at their cars going through tech on Wednesday, and in my head, I felt like those guys legit had the best built cars and the best drivers as a team of four.
Yeah, it was their cars were nasty. They
I
were built.
Yeah, the Ace Rents team, those guys had some badass built cars too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not taking anything away from their cars. Like
No, I there wasn't one car I looked at and went, no, they probably should have spent a little more
the
time.
team show guys,
They were
they
insane.
killed it. They absolutely killed it on the builds. Team Ace Rents, Nick Glass, TJ McPhee, Jordan Luke, and Caden Rose. Um, if you watch the heat, it's felt like Caden Rose was a little bit of the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
I mean, Clay got him right off the get-go, and then here come the rest of the team. They put him down there. They beat the wheels right off of him.
Beat the whole front end pretty much off of him.
Yeah. Neil Moore got a killer shot on Jordan. Not driver's door. Clean, clean, clean hit.
Knocked him out.
Knocked Jordan out silly. Uh,
I that moment right there, I'm like, ah shit. There's the numbers right there.
yeah. So at that point, Nick, I mean, I talked to Nick afterwards and he just said, like Caden was already, they beat the piss out of Caden. Jordan literally got removed from his car.
Before Jordan got put out, he made one killer shot on Case that I think was like very beneficial to their team when he knocked the radiator out of Case's car.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of good hits
Oh,
tonight.
there
Holy
was.
cow. Uh, so Jordan gets removed from his car. So now it is officially 4-on-3. And then Nick just decided that they had it was feast or famine at
Yep.
that point, and Nick didn't lift.
No,
He did not lift.
he laid three of the nastiest hits I've ever seen in person. Full track, full throttle, did not lift.
He told me that when I drove his show in Eagle Mountain, he says, "Man, you gotta slow down. You're giving me anxiety over here on the bank." He's like, "You feel like you're gonna kill someone." Well, Nick did the same thing to me when he was driving. And I was thinking in my head when he was making that last shot on Schweer, I was thinking, dude, you're gonna end up in the hospital.
Oh, did you see the slow-mo video I posted?
I did. It looks like he got throat punched by the steering wheel.
He definitely did.
Um, Absolutely insane. Nick ended up getting the Monster Award.
Yeah, well deserved, by the way.
If you look at any heat through that whole weekend, there's just nobody that not one person outdrove Nick for that one particular heat.
No.
There's just if you even are arguing, you're not being honest with yourself. You're not.
There were drivers that drove their ass off
All
that
weekend.
if Nick wasn't there, you might have had a
There
shot.
was drivers that drove their ass off all weekend. That is not what I'm saying. I am just saying that there is not one performance all weekend that matched that performance. And I mean Nick won that heat for that heat for his team.
Mhm.
Mountainland Auto Sales, they had that heat. They really did.
They did.
And they had Clay had a wiring issue, like total bummer. Case's fuel pump literally quit working. Like he smacks it with his Leatherman and it starts working again.
Oh,
Like if Clay doesn't have a fuel pump issue, Case
Case
doesn't
doesn't-
have a
we're
fuel
talking
pump
a whole
issue,
different game.
but they win that heat.
Yeah.
They win that heat.
And it's nothing against Ace Rents. They just
No,
had a lot
well-
of car left on all three cars.
Caden was down. Like I said, Jordan was out.
Yep.
And then, I mean, Nick destroyed his car. He destroyed Ryan's car.
Can we talk about how TJ drives in a team show?
Yeah. He turns it up.
TJ is not the same guy in a team show as he is in a singles event. So if you go to a team show and you're expecting TJ to drive strategically and drive soft, that's not the driver you're getting. You're getting somebody who wants to put it into a heat real quick.
I mean, that's how four-man team shows
Yeah.
are, though. It is No, I would say, I mean, I don't know the statistics. This is just me making them up, but I say 80% of the time, the team that gets that
Quick
loses
jump.
a guy first
There.
loses the heat.
Yep.
And so everyone's looking for that first initial kill. And then from there, now you got numbers and it works in your favor.
Yep.
And um anyways, like awesome, awesome heat. That was heat one, and it might have been the best heat. And I literally said this on the track because I, I mean, guys, I've been watching Demolition Derby for 35 years, been driving for 23. That heat one,
That got my blood pumping.
top five heat I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life. Like I being there in person, watching it, like was like, holy shit.
Yep.
It just was
We
like.
went live after that.
Yeah, I thought to myself, if this is how all weekend goes, we're gonna have a lot of junk and a lot of messed up. I mean, I was just like, please don't get injured. That's like all I cared
Yep.
about. But it,
Well, let's be honest. After that, it continued that way.
yeah,
The drivers did not lay
they
off.
they set the tone for the weekend. So, anyways, heat one, heat two was the next heat draw.
Dubs Fab.
Dubs Fab versus Flat Out. Both Delta teams.
Yep.
Like it's like okay, first one was Heber. Now you got both Delta teams going head to
Yeah.
head. It's like how the hell did this happen? You had the Shields and
Nasty wagon, by the
Nasty
way.
Wagon. Dylan Yarbrough was on their team, and then
You had Bowen and Tanner.
Bo and Tanner.
And
And,
Casey.
and then over on the Dubs Fab, you had Jared Larson, Jared Johnson,
Chance Ogden.
Chance Ogden, and Josh Holt.
Yep. So you have two out of staters and two Delta guys.
Now, I don't know a lot about Josh, and I honestly really don't know a ton about Jared. I've only got to know Jared over the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
But when I see these teams start getting mixed and matched, you always wonder like how they're gonna
Yeah.
mesh. Um, but they seem to mesh pretty well.
Each one of them brought a little bit of something different to the team.
Yeah. Um, I thought that flat out the Shields and Yarbrough, I felt like they had shit luck.
Yes.
I just all weekend long, I feel like they were losing spindles and just
Anything that could go wrong went wrong
yeah.
for them.
And I've been there,
Yep.
and I've been to team shows where you look at great teams, and there's always one person that loses a tranny or spindles or whatever, and in a team show that affects the whole team.
Yep.
And I would flat out say those
No pun
guys
intended.
they just had shit luck.
Yeah.
Because like when their cars were up and running, they were putting on a hell of a
Oh, yeah.
show, and they were right in every race. It's just they seemed like to have the bad luck before
Yep.
the next person.
Yep.
That's how I would explain that.
Yeah. Because when their shit runs, like, and they were going, it was showtime. I swear to God, Casey Shields was going to come through Josh Holt's car at the very beginning and
Oh man,
jump the berm.
that wagon of Casey's, wow!
Yeah.
Like I seen that thing up and close and personal tech line
So
too,
did I.
and great build. And then Casey drives, man. Like he knows how to drive,
Yep.
and like I think that I always was told wisdom comes with age, and Casey's a little older than the most of us that are we're in the team show right now, and I mean he was driving the shit out of that car.
Yeah, he tore it up.
There was a couple hits in that thing. I was like, oh, I would not want to be on the other side of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Dubs Fab, they drove well together.
Yeah.
They really did.
They went down 3-1 or 3-4 pretty quick too, because when Shields got Josh on that wall, he broke that.
Gearbox, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broke the gearbox. But that race was, I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like Dubs Fab was in control of that race the whole time.
Yeah.
But if you look at it and actually watch it, it's not it was actually a really close race.
Yeah.
Even though I felt like Dubs Fab probably had the upper hand,
Yeah.
it wasn't like they went up there and cleaned them up.
No.
It was a close race.
I think that was probably one of our longer team heats too.
Yeah.
Just it was a battle.
They battled it out. It was good watching. Jared Johnson smoked transmission.
Thank
So
God he had a tranny guy on his team,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I need to get me one of those. Um, anyways, another fantastic heat. Uh, next heat,
Team Angry Peach
and
crashing for kids cancer.
both Utah teams.
And let's be real, like I told everybody from the beginning, there's two teams you don't want to draw. You don't want to draw your buddies, or you don't want to draw the Proctors and Sweats.
Yeah, the Proctors and Sweats, like from day one to me, was the most intimidating team as like a driver. That is not who you want to see on night one.
No, I mean you watch any of those guys drive individually, and they drive with reckless abandon. They don't care if there's anything saved.
And
They could junk you with one hit and walk away with a smile on their face ear to ear.
I talked to three of the four drivers over the week leading up to the Derby, and all three of them told me, "Yeah, we don't care if we run on Friday night. We're there to run Thursday night." And just right then and there, I was like, once again, I would not want to draw those guys
No.
night one. Now, if any team's going to draw those guys night one, the team that drew them was probably the team that drives them because you got a lot of driving experience with
Yep.
Stan and Joker. And Derek and Tyson, I feel like those guys can gel both ways pretty
Yep.
good. I've seen them strategic drive. I see them, drive a little harder. I thought those guys, they had the opportunity to win that
Yeah,
heat.
that heat was theirs. It was right there for them to take, and something just
Now,
clicked to where it slipped away.
the Sweats and the Proctors, I thought they were going to go out and just be 100% hammers, but
Yeah.
they worked so good together as a team.
Yeah.
Like legit, I was like sitting there going like, holy hell, these guys are like legit driving a strategic team race.
Yeah.
Like,
You wouldn't have expected that out of
no,
those
I
guys.
thought I was gonna be just like blindfolds on, beer goggles, and all throttle.
If
But
they accidentally hit each other, that's just the name of the game.
they
That's
got out there. They were driving. They were helping each other. They were pinning. They were holding. They were teeing off. I
you
mean,
could tell they were communicating with one another, like just they
which
could read each other's
yeah,
looks and
and I thought that I guess I was probably overly surprised on how well those guys meshed,
yeah,
and I think that I was just surprised. I felt like they were calm.
yeah.
I felt like they knew what hits they were going to give. They knew what hits they were going to take, and
They're very track aware.
I thought that they did very very well.
The only bummer to that heat is I think 7 of the 8 cars lost steering.
Yeah,
The only
yeah.
car that didn't was
Joker,
Joker, but he got hung up.
Joker's over there in an old Iron Man, and I mean, I want we'll go to the next round before I get into Joker because I thought he did a fabulous job.
Dude, he did.
Like I will get to that one in a minute, but our fourth heat was Toaster Live Love Live Laugh
Toaster bath,
Live Laugh Toaster Bath with Seeloft, Bando, Patello, and Randy Maynard.
which, by the way, that dude is a psychopath in a car. That's
Randy,
all that, like, nicest guy.
Randy,
Yeah,
I think he's a psychopath outside of a car too.
nicest guy you could ever talk to. But, like, he gets behind the wheel of a car and don't get in his way.
Even including his team.
Yeah.
He whacked his teammates more than any other person whacked their teammates all weekend, but he made hits on the other team when they counted.
Oh, yeah. So they drove against Wyo style, which was Rowdy Burns, Wyatt Ramsey, Jordan Martin, and Mark Million.
And so you literally had Wyoming versus Wyoming. So
Yeah.
just to recap, Heber versus Heber, Delta versus Delta, Utah versus Utah, Wyoming versus Wyoming.
Yep.
You cannot draw those heats like that ever again. I'm telling you, like you could I don't know how it ended up that way. I don't think you could do it ever again.
No.
I also think that the Sea Loss team was definitely the favorite to win that heat.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know why I feel like that, but that's kind of the consensus that I got just talking to people. But I will tell you what,
Wyo style didn't go down without a fight.
holy shit, Wyo Style they actually drove pretty good as a team as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know all these guys that well, so I don't know if these guys are running like other Wyoming shows together.
I've got to watch Jordan at down in St. George the last couple of years.
Jordan's aggressive,
Yeah.
like super aggressive.
Mart's been in the game quite a while. And Rowdy, he's become quite a.
I've seen Rowdy drive. Rowdy can do it all.
Oh yeah,
He can drive slow. He can drive fast. He can drive soft. He can drive hard. Rowdy knows when to hit, where to hit. I mean, Rowdy for his age. I mean,
very
but
intelligent.
that's what happens when you grow up in a Derby family.
100%.
He's been watching his dad and his uncles crash cars since he was a little kid.
Yep.
I mean, and then it sounds like he's like a Derby car beam driver.
Yep. Yep.
Him and Noel Tyson sit on the beam and fight.
Hey, don't forget Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon plays that.
but Rowdy, we love you.
And then
Um,
you had Wyatt Ramsey, which to me was a wild card because if I've watched him, I don't necessarily remember seeing him. But I'll tell you what, I'll remember his name from now on
yeah,
because he was nuts as well.
yeah, and Mart, like, this is no disrespect to Mart, but Mart like exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching Mart, I was like, holy shit! Like I don't know, I guess I just don't know these guys enough because I didn't expect them to gel the way they did
Yeah.
because the way that their team was kind of formed, I felt like it was kind of formed of like the original team wasn't able to drive, so Rowdy went out and kind of assembled this Wyoming team.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was just like, okay, he's just picking up his buddies because that's what.
Well, he went and picked up a couple young bucks and a very
And
well-seasoned veteran
I
driver.
just didn't realize how good they were going to be.
Yeah.
Like they
Their
were.
cars were nasty.
Oh yeah, they honestly they were probably in my eyes the underdog of the weekend. Not I don't just want to say underdog. They were the what's the word for like they surprised me. They were probably the biggest surprise to me all
Yeah.
weekend. Like I just they very did very well. They very much
Yeah.
impressed me. Um and that Heat 4,
Well, once they said go, it was on, and they did not hold back.
yeah, it was a great heat.
It was probably a long drive back to Wyoming after that heat. Those
Um
guys beat the shit out of each other.
yeah.
Randy Maynard laid one of the hardest hits I've ever seen. I mean, I know we talked about Nick, but when you had Rowdy down in the corner and Mark down in the corner, and all of a sudden you see Maynard
Yeah.
fly.
But as a person just on the berm soaking in the team show, I'm like, what in the hell are you doing, Randy? Those two are hung up. They're not going anywhere. He TKOs Rowdy,
Yep.
and then there off goes Mark driving away, and I'm like, you killed him, but you just helped him out. But
Oh.
Randy doesn't care.
All I could think is, dude, there's a barricade behind him. That's really gonna hurt.
Oh shit! I mean, when he got out of the car, his shins were bleeding. He must have hit him on the dash bar. And then, like, I don't know, he must not have had enough water or sugar or something that day. Because when I got out of the car, he was like shaking. We actually had to have the EMTs come check
Just
on him because I'm like, is this dude about to go into shock? Like, is he like dehydrated? What is going on here?
just the adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Oh shit.
He was so wound up that just the adrenaline rush. And then, oh,
There were a lot of emotions that I got to witness firsthand. Just the excitement from these teams passing, like,
and disappointment.
yeah, there
I mean,
was.
it was crazy.
But like to see Maynard get out like that, that's pretty cool. Bandale jumping up on the hood of this car and doing his little dance,
Yeah.
like,
It was great. Also on night one, we had the two singles weld heats.
which those were pretty decent heats, I thought, for the most part. I mean,
The one thing that I guess I wouldn't even say complaint, but like we kind of talked about putting, like only 8 cars on the track.
yeah,
That's what we had in the singles class, and with the singles class, it had a different vibe to it
yeah,
because each person's working individually rather than the team concept. And
yeah. There were some teams out there.
yeah, I mean.
There's teams in any single
Every
day.
derby technically is
No,
a
I
team
know.
show. But I thought they're both really good heats that night,
Yeah.
like solid heats for
There
us.
was a rollover. There was some really nasty hits.
Yeah.
The fucking Camaro doing 90 miles an hour into the burn.
Yeah, that dude. So Randy cracked the barricade. When the Camaro hit it, the Camaro disintegrated the
Yes.
barricade. I mean, it blew pieces everywhere. That was a wicked hit.
Somebody had to ask Shane what the hell he did to him in inspection for him to come for him like
Yeah.
that.
It was pretty cool. Like that Camaro was impressive.
Dude, you're not a shitting.
I really would have liked to seen him do a little more because I want to see how that thing actually would hold up built
Yeah.
to these rules. But whatever he had in that engine bay of that thing, it ripped.
Oh, dude. So I talked to him after the heat or after the whole weekend, and he said it wasn't even running right. And I said, I'll take that over not like half the shit I've ran in my
That
life.
the thing was impressive. So
Yeah.
whatever, if it ain't running right,
So I mean,
that.
those heats were good. Who did we have come out of heat one? We had Jesse McGuire, we had Tyler Daly,
I don't remember who was all the heats. Like I don't remember who's in heats, but yeah, Zeb Hansen, Skylar Hadley,
Jaden Lazenby,
Jaden Lazenby,
Heffley.
yep,
No, no, sorry, it's not Heffley anymore. It's Don Pedro.
John Pedro.
We had Sean, or no, Sean Williamson advanced through.
You could because
Yeah.
he got hung up.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, so it was. I felt like they were pretty good heats. I
Yeah.
felt like they could have been a little better, but at the end of the day, I mean, they, like I said, they had 7 and 8 cars,
Yeah.
and that's kind of having that bigger track with,
Yeah.
kind of felt empty at times, but it was good. And then to finish off the night, we had the Heroes Heat.
Which was damn good to eat. I wasn't sure how that thing was going to play out.
It was kind of funny because after it was all said and done, people didn't even know it was a team show. But the Heroes Heat was 4 versus 4 team show. But then when it comes down to the top three, they actually start battling it amongst themselves too. And it ended up being first, second, third are all on the same team. But in the and when we did the same thing with the city county concept, it was like county, Heber County type deal.
Yeah.
But anyways. That was a pretty fun heat. Paul Jacobson about got TKO'd. Well, he did get TKO'd.
Yeah, I was gonna say he did.
He got hit in the driver's door really hard, was seeing stars, and then he got hit in the passenger doors really hard.
Well, it looked
seeing
like you
stars.
guys were gonna stop it for a second, and then all of a sudden Bill was just on a beeline towards him, and I'm like, oh, that's not gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, and you if you've seen Paul's helmet, it actually has a chunk missing out of it, like a rod hole. When he got hit, his head went down and it hit the all thread on the battery box and put a hole in his helmet.
Oh shit!
So actually pretty scary.
There's gonna be a new rule next year.
It was 2 wild hits right in a row. He was seeing stars.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep going. We're like, no, you're getting out of the car, bud. Like
What a trooper.
He was sitting in the middle of the car, like
Yeah.
the seat was in the middle of the car.
Yeah. Well, that's because everything had shifted when Bill hit him.
Yeah, crazy.
So we ended it with that, and I thought that was a perfect way to end that.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun heat. They were 80s wire cars. They bent to hell.
Yep.
So the crowd loves that stuff. So it was a pretty good ending.
Yeah.
And then night one, I mean, if you weren't here, we had a drone show.
That thing is badass.
And the drone show was pretty cool.
Paid tribute to the heroes and stuff.
Every
the county and
every night that it changed, half of it was would stay the same every night, but they changed the other half every night, and it was pretty cool. Day two.
Yep, day two.
These guys,
they worked their ass off in the hot sun all freaking day to get their shit put back together.
I mean, holy shit! And I looked at Nick Lascar in the arena after night one. I'm like, why even try?
Yeah.
Like when he hit Schweer's bumper's here. Nick's frame rail came, it caught right here, and it peeled the whole bottom of Nick's frame rail off from the front bumper clear to the spring pocket.
Yeah, I did not look at it that well.
It was gone. There was no frame left. And he had to go out there and uncrinkle it, whatever you want to call it, straighten it, pull this piece of frame rail up, gob welds everywhere he possibly could, and then start putting his fix-it plates on.
Yeah.
And when I see Nick, he's like, hey, instead of getting some plates, can I get some 4x4 square tubing? I mean, his car was just mangled.
Oh. Just the fact that he got it back in there was a miracle. Yeah.
They busted their asses on that.
In that one, they had to find a substitute driver because Jordan decided to step away from the car with a concussion is kind of what we...
But yeah, Jordan, I mean, he was up puking that night. He definitely had a concussion. And, like, you can't do head trauma back to back like that. And So I think, and I feel bad if Jordan didn't want to drive, but we really put the pressure on him not to.
Yeah.
We just told him that we would just feel so bad
If
if
something
something
were,
happened to
yeah,
him.
100%.
Jordan's one of my best friends. So
Yep.
take Derby out of it.
Yep.
Like I would never want something to happen to Jordan.
No.
And I just told him like, hey man, you got to go to work,
Yeah,
Monday.
oh
Like
yeah.
it's a whole nother world. Like so, Jordan sat out, and it was the right choice because the next day he came back and said that he felt even worse
Yeah.
than he did that day. So, they threw Parker Lazenby in the seat.
Which, if you're
Um,
gonna throw anybody in a seat, he's a pretty good guy to have.
he gelled really well with that team as well.
He almost he almost pulled off the W for those guys. He
Yeah.
was pretty damn
I
close.
mean, when you look at the two heats pulling on the track, Dubs Fab was running their cars at 95%.
Yep.
Ace Rents was running at like 70%.
Yeah.
I would even
If that.
I would even say even like 65%. They were and
Because I can't think of any of those cars that Dubs Fab pulled out of their first heat that was
yeah,
messed up
oh
with.
they were straight. And I will say that they just about pulled it off, but I mean Dubs Fab definitely won, like they won that heat.
Well, dude, one of the
But
coolest things about that heat too is I watched Jared Johnson lay one on Parker, and like Parker's just sticks his thumbs up. Like it was a good time. They were all having fun too.
yeah, and I just think that Ace Rents gave them a hell of a run for the amount of cars they had,
Yeah.
and they did pretty good driving. Like
Yep.
there were a few moments in there where I'm like, shit, they might pull this off.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have no car left for the main, but they might pull this off.
Well, I know I came up to you guys afterwards and I'm like, I don't know. And you and I talked about it and we looked at the footage and it was clear that Dubs had won. But like I had a question is did Parker just pull that off?
It was super close. Like honestly, 2 feet movement of cars,
Yeah.
Parker actually would have won that.
Yeah.
It was that. I mean, we even looked at it on Nate's camera, but Parker hits Dubs, right?
Yep.
Is it Dubs? Or
I,
no,
it was might have been
I
chance.
think it was Chance. He drove up on his trunk, and then Josh came in and
Just
barely,
yeah, it was
barely.
swings and
I'm
clips the
talking. I'm
bumper.
talking. If they're 2 feet further back, he's hitting his own teammate
Yep.
and not Parker.
Yeah, it was close.
And
It was close enough that I'm like, I gotta show these guys so
we
we get
we
ready to
watched it
call.
on video review, and I mean, but that's how close that race was.
Yeah. No, it was
And
it was a hairline finish too.
I mean, anyways, get hats off to Ace Trent
Yeah.
for putting up that fight, and then so B Dubs
Yep.
obviously moved on to the final round. Next heat was
Crashing for Kids Cancer.
verse
Say it. Live,
love
laugh.
laugh toaster bath. That's not wasn't the next heat, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because
on
those
that side.
yeah, on the
Um, and that one was a hell of a race.
yeah.
Like, I mean, holy hell! Like that was one of the two teams that you're just like, who the hell is gonna win this one? These guys both have great drivers,
Yep.
and they both have hammers.
Well, Casey was on an episode of Hard Nosed Derby podcast a couple weeks before Heber, and they kind of asked him, what happens if you draw the sweats and proctors? And he goes, well, you're going to see four hammers go against four hammers, and that's exactly what we
It
watched.
was another great heat.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, the the sweats and the proctors really blew my mind on
Yeah.
how well they gelled. And you look at Bandow has tons of seat time.
Yep.
Pat Patella hasn't drove in a while, but when Pat Patella was running,
He was like the king.
Pat Patella was on top, man.
Oh yeah.
Like he was one of them boys. He's a Clay Stewart, a Gus Adams, a
He
Tom
can
Stewart.
wheel a car.
He is one of the best drivers out there. Like, and I
Yep.
know a lot of people that are modern day Demolition Derby don't know who Pat is,
Yep.
but Pat's a bad mother.
Oh yeah.
Like
He
he's
had one of the hardest caddies for how many years that he'd take to Havoc and win every single
yeah.
year.
I mean, he was the outlaw class, but he
Yeah.
would clean up. But
Oh
like
yeah.
Pat's a driving fool. A lot of people don't. I mean, like Jared Johnson probably doesn't. He was probably in diapers when Pat was running.
Probably.
I
He
mean,
probably knows who he
I
is
don't think
now.
Pat's drove for like 7 years.
No, it's been a while until he drove in Havoc last year in one of Casey's cars.
Yeah, that was just to get a practice tune up for the team show.
Yep.
That's because they were already trying to form a team, and so
Yep.
they're like, Pat, we got to get you shaped up. Let's get you back on the track. And,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Casey had him down at the go-kart track practicing and getting tuned up.
Playing bumper cars.
But anyways, that was a great heat. The we had on the loser bracket side
You had Mountain Land Auto Cells
versus
versus
Fallout.
which once
Mountain
again Fallout had some
bad luck,
flat out
bad
so
luck again.
yep,
So Mountain Land entered the track with 3 cars.
yep,
Fallout obviously had their whole team, and they said go. Fallout was, they looked like they were in control,
yeah.
and then just that quick,
Lost some spindles, lost
lost.
some tires.
Yeah, and it just they got the wagon kind of pinned up for a minute, and um, I mean Case, Clay, and
Yeah.
Neil, those guys are some
They know
drivers.
how to
They
drive.
they flat out can drive. They all their shit held together that night,
Yep.
and they were able to pull that one off. The next one was Team Wild Style
And Angry Pete.
and Angry Peach. So let's just get this out of the air and let's get it out.
I was gonna let you bring it up. I wasn't gonna say it.
So a lot of people that weren't at the show, and there's probably a lot of people that were at the show, they don't realize some of
Story
the
behind going behind
the
this.
drama, I guess you would say, a lack of a better word, that we had with that heat. So, um, I'll talk about the heat and then we'll kind of go back. But uh, Angry Peach went out there, drove a hell of a race. This is where I want to start giving Joker like mad credit.
Yeah.
I was watching him, and that dude was making every single move was the right move.
Yeah.
And he was like, in basketball, you can pump fake and juke people out. That's what he was doing in a derby car,
Yeah.
like legit. And then he was working them into corners and kind of holding them, waiting for the teammates to
Yeah.
come do the kill shots.
Well, I think you and I had talked before, like the actual team show. We knew Joker was going to kind of be an underbuilt car compared to the rest of them because Joker is a lot of
But
more of what the driver can do as opposed to.
I'm pretty sure Joker's the only one that ran a factory bumper in that whole entire class.
Yeah. And
But the dude straight up can wheel a car.
yeah,
And
he proved it.
his team owes him mad props. I mean,
Yeah.
the dude helped him win everything they got. Joker was probably, in my opinion,
Yeah.
he was the reason why they got where they got.
Yeah.
Team Wild Style, they went out and put another hell of a run on.
Yep.
Their cars were beat up from the night before.
Yeah.
And they had some tough luck there, and they ended up ultimately losing the heat. So after the heat, we had I don't even know how to word this. There was a part on Derek's car that was installed, a third tie rod. Let's They felt like they beat the rule. We do not feel like they beat the rule. We don't, in no way in our eyes is that even legal.
Yeah.
But they swear they went through tech with it. They didn't run it on night 1 because they said it wasn't working. So they came back on night 2. They got it working. They put it back on the car. Apparently, it was on the car during retech, which apparently we missed it in retech. And we were stumped.
Yeah.
We spent till almost 3 in the morning. We
Debating
had
on
both
what
their
to do.
teams in the arena. We were going back and forth with discussion between both teams. It was very cordial conversation. We had every photographer going through every
Yeah.
camera.
I spent a couple hours going through my shit looking for.
We had
Or
we had
photos.
3 different photographers going through all their pictures. We had Nicole with We Crash going through all their video. We were trying to make sense of it all, trying to put it all together. And at the end of the day, I still today don't know what the right call is.
Yeah.
And I I really feel bad for Team Wyo style because in that particular heat, they had the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Um, and if everything is holds true to what we believe, it sounds like we as techs missed it.
Yeah.
Um, but I've got 8 tech guys that firmly believe they didn't miss it. But we've got the drivers of that other team showing us picture evidence that are pretty close,
Yeah.
timestamps and stuff.
Yeah.
It honestly, just to say it, it was a real shitty situation. My team was in a lose-lose situation. Wild Style was in a lose-lose situation. And Derek and Tyson's team, they had a 50-50 of a lose
Yeah.
situation. They, ultimately we said, all right, they won the heat. We're gonna go. Obviously, the third tie rod came off.
Yep.
They obviously couldn't run it again. Like it was a shitty deal.
Yeah, it really was.
And
I
I don't
kind
know. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth. The only people that truly know the truth is the person that put the part on and the person that took the part off and the person that put the part back on.
The only reason I would say that it was true is just the heart and conviction Tyson had with it and telling you to go back and look. That would be he asked me if I'd seen it, and I'm like, dude, I don't pay attention to that shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it was a shitty deal. It kind of put a damper at the end of the night when everything was said and done because
Yeah.
I had seen those guys walking in, and I'm like, ah, shit, this is not.
So we're gonna move on from that because I feel like it's just adding insult to injury to
Yeah.
Team Wow style.
Yep.
We're gonna move on, but the other dilemma we had that night was we canceled the grudge match because we had 5 cars coming back in. We were taking 4 to the main. I didn't feel like parading 5 cars out in front of the.
Just for one car to go out.
It was going to be 4 guys versus one. Those guys were going to figure out who they didn't want. They were going to take them out. It was going to be over. We were going to look like fools.
Yeah.
So we allowed all those guys to advance to the main. We gave the guys that didn't advance to the main, or the guys that had already advanced, we gave them extra plates and we gave them some extra money
Yeah.
for basically qualifying.
Yeah.
Some of the guys didn't understand a whole lot what was going on because it wasn't communicated to them.
Yeah.
That's on me because we made the decision at 6:55, literally as they were starting to sing the national anthem,
Yeah.
and we didn't have time to get that information communicated out to the other drivers. I'll take 100% ownership of that. That one's on me. But once we got all the drivers, got them explained what we were doing, I felt like everyone accepted it pretty
Yeah.
well and handled it very well. And from the consensus, I've talked to them all kind of since, unless somebody's lying to me or I haven't talked to. It sounds like everyone was good with it.
Good.
So hopefully that problem was solved as well. And
Yeah, I left Friday night going, oh man, that's a lot of shit you guys had to deal with.
I got in bed at 5:15
Yeah.
Friday night.
I figured it would be a long night, and I told Sydney that. I'm like, oh.
It was rough. That night we did run the powder puff,
Yep.
which wasn't probably our most aggressive one,
No.
but I thought it was still very
Eventful. Yeah.
eventful, very entertaining. And Liberty Burdine got first place,
Yeah.
and Mad Dog.
Somebody said she broke her foot or messed up her leg afterwards. She was in a cast the next day.
Really?
I don't know if that's true.
We'll have to dig into that and find out. But I don't know how old this girl is, but she looks like she should be driving in the youth heat.
Yeah. I believe she is still a youth driver.
Part of me thinks that she wanted in the youth, but we were full, so she signed up for the powder puff. I don't remember, but she pulled off first in Mad Dog, and I kind of chuckled because I'm like, these dang girls are like, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Like there is good quality female drivers coming up in this state.
There is, and you're not a shitting. There's all those girls that were in there. Yeah, I mean, you had the Charles sisters. You had Burdine. Who else did you have in there? There was a handful of good female drivers that have drove multiple times now. Even Alexis's daughter, she was kicking ass there for a minute.
Yeah. We can put the list up and I can comment on every single one and tell you how good they
You
are.
might have to start putting 2 powder puffs on, bud.
Yeah. there's a lot of interest, but I honestly like it was fabulous. And then
Yeah.
to finish off that night, we also had
The
youth,
beginner you.
the beginner youth. That to me was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, there was a scary moment in there that you guys, I don't even know how to explain it. You guys hauled ass and saved the kid, which was pretty badass in my opinion. I've seen the video of it like 30 times, and I'm still in awe of watching Chris and you jump in there with like the car's on fire. You guys are in there.
I'm not gonna take no credit. That was definitely Chris and Tyler.
Yeah.
Um, I'll have to show you a video of the one side, but like Tyler's bent over in the into the passenger window, and literally the car catches on fire, and he dives into the car
Yeah.
to basically make sure we get her out of there.
Yeah.
And he ate a freaking mouthful of fire extinguisher.
Uh,
But that right there.
the reaction time from you guys was that was awesome.
So just to kind of recap, we had Coulter Simpson was our mad dog of that night. He ended up rolling a young lady, and she got rolled from the time she got rolled to the time that we had officials at the car was 5 seconds. The car caught on fire at 7 seconds, and we had her and the fire out at 12 seconds.
That's crazy.
I've go to some of these derbies. They can't even get the track shut down for 12 seconds.
No.
I've been to these derbies where the fire department is standing over in the corner with a fire extinguisher, and there's no fire extinguisher on the berm. The firefighters, the ones with the fire extinguisher, and when they walk to the cars,
Yep.
I'm telling you, people, like I've watched a lot of derbies that give me major anxiety, and that incident in my head is like this is why I get
Yep.
so pissed when you got shitty ass officials on the berm that are just there to hang out at the derby that they don't know what they're doing. They're not prepared to run out there with a
Yep.
fire extinguisher. They're not prepared to pull people from a car.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any shows, but I can tell you 2 or 3 shows already this year that there's people in the berm that had no business being on a berm.
Yeah.
They're not even standing by fire extinguishers. Like it is just
No,
to me, it's
100%.
dumbfounding. But this is also another reason why when you see officials waving flags and lights kick on, people are jockeying for position.
Yeah.
It's like that shit pisses me off
Oh,
because
yeah.
you don't know what the call is. You got to get out there on
I'll
that.
tell you what, dude, with the new lights and shit you guys have at the stadium, like the fact that you can flash lights on and off, you still have the police lights going, you guys are able to catch their attention.
Yeah, and honestly, even I mean we'll talk about it later, but sometimes you don't feel like it's fast enough either.
Yeah, 100%.
So, anyways, Friday night was our rough night.
Yep.
But we forgot the lawnmower races too.
Yeah.
Lawnmower races, I don't know. I've got 50-50 feedback on it. I got people I've talked to throughout the week that are like, that was the coolest, best thing. And I've got people like, that was the dumbest thing. So take it what it is.
It entertained the crowd. It did what it was supposed to do.
I was 50-50 on it myself.
Yeah.
I felt like it could be better now that we've ran one and have a little bit of ideas and kind of know how to prepare a little bit for it. I feel like we could do a little better job on it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I felt like it was something different. We only ran it the one night. I mean, we paid out money.
Yeah.
I feel like it was.
There were a couple of them that were super fast.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a couple. Well, Tom Bonner, he about got wiped out.
Yeah, he did. I seen that.
He wanted to wave the green flag, and he was only standing about 15 feet down the track when he waved it, and then jumped out of the way. I'm pretty sure it was Eric Brown riding a wheelie about wiped him right out. But anyways, then we had one of those hit the K-rail.
Yep.
The tie rod broke and literally hit the K-rail doing probably 20 miles an hour. I was like, holy shit.
Yep. It was
But
eventful.
that was fun. But yeah, Friday night was a good night of derbying, but it was as a DB team, it was our most difficult night.
Yeah.
But
Which I think when you have a multiple day show, you're gonna have at least one of those days be kind of a shitty day.
yeah. Saturday. I felt like Saturday was almost flawless.
Yeah.
I felt like from top to bottom, I felt like the action was there. I felt like the excitement was there. I felt like the DB team finally seeing relief of like end in sight.
Yep.
I felt like it was good.
We kicked the night off with What did we kick
The
them to?
advanced youth.
Yeah, which let's talk about your niece for a second.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew she was driving until what, like early that morning is kind of what I heard.
I found out at 11 o'clock that morning my niece was going to run my brother's car from the Heroes Heat. Now, people like my niece is scared of her own shadow. She has probably never worked on a derby car, not 1 second in her whole entire life.
No.
She doesn't like hunt. She doesn't like, she to me is just like a girl.
Yep.
And I just never, ever, ever pictured her ever being involved in demolition derby in any way. I don't think she's even watched 10 derbies in her whole
No.
life.
That's the first derby I've actually seen her at.
When I found out she was going to drive, I was like, really? And then I was like, oh God, she's going to get her hit and pull her flag because there were some hard hitters
Yeah.
coming in that class. And um she didn't lift.
No.
And I mean, I get that her car wasn't like the most powerful car out there, but she laid down some hard hits. She did two pretty wicked head-ons.
Yeah.
And I'm just over on the berm going like, who in the hell is in that car? Because that is not my niece. That does not match who she is. I was so like impressed.
Yeah.
And then obviously so happy for her.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool experience. I told Billy's in trouble now.
yeah.
She's hooked.
And then the who ended up winning that?
I believe it was was it Cash Jacobson? It was a Jacobson.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about. So Cash was signed up for the beginner's youth, and he's seen his dad kind of get hurt the night before. And right as they were getting ready to start loading the track, he said, "I don't want to go on. I'm scared to get hurt."
Yeah.
And so his two little brothers,
Yeah. They're knee high to a grasshopper if you haven't seen them.
they loaded the track, and the older brother, he decided he didn't want to. Well, he calls me about 10 o'clock on Saturday morning and says, "Hey, is there any way I can drive in the advanced youth?" And I said, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
we had a couple people not show, and I said, absolutely. Let's get you out there. Come to find out, his dad wasn't even home. He literally called me on his own.
Oh wow.
He came down, he drove. I think he was still really nervous. And then he ends up pulling off the win. Like
That's a great feeling when something like that
I
happens.
just I couldn't be so, that this is like people don't give up.
Yep.
You young kids, you ladies, like, I mean, even as an adult,
It gets scary in a derby car. It
you,
gets scary. It's terrifying watching family.
you get anxiety, but I mean, don't give up. This young man didn't give up. I believe he's only 15, maybe even, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's 15.
Yeah.
He might only be 14, but he went out there and won the advanced youth against some incredible
Yep.
drivers.
The kid we talk about all the time was in that heat too. To go out and win against him, that's something to be said.
Yeah. So, anyways, congratulations, Cash. That was awesome. I was super excited for you. And I guarantee his parents are super excited for
Right.
to watch your child overcome that fear and
Yep.
get back out there and just face it and then pull off the W.
Yep.
I guarantee that's pretty cool. Um, After that was 80s.
B main.
Oh, B main.
Which I'll be honest, I wasn't on the berm for either of those because I was exhausted. So I hung out in the barn until the sun went down.
The B main was a good heat. We had four teams out there.
Who'd we have? We had, was it
Mountain Land,
Mountain Land,
Angry Peach,
Ace Rants?
Atrance, and
Who was the other one? It wasn't.
it was the Sweats
Yep.
with Crashing for Kids Cancer. That was a good heat. It wasn't fast paced. It was decently hard hitting, but it was action packed.
Yeah.
And everyone was getting on it. Like a lot of people were losing steering. Once again, Joker was the highlight of that heat for me.
Yeah.
Watching him drive that old iron car versus this new iron,
Yeah.
and watching how he's just wheeling that car, it's just floating across, and he's out there, and I'm just like very impressed
Yeah.
with how he drove. Trent Sweat probably could have won that heat 5 times.
Really?
He just kept knocking people loose because his
Yeah.
friends are on every team.
Yeah.
He just kept knocking people loose, knocking people loose. Trent, honestly, he probably could have mopped that heat up 5 times.
Damn.
Um, he did, good sportsmanship, but
But Mountain Land ended up winning, right?
yeah. Clay literally like, oh yeah, Clay's gonna win this. He's just a driver, and
Yep.
in that particular heat with that many cars in a wagon,
Yep.
I'm like, this is Clay in his element.
Clay's undefeated in that
Like,
moment.
like I felt like on a 4-on-14 show, I feel like Clay might be slightly out of his element.
Yeah.
This heat, he's in his element,
Yep.
and Clay was doing his thing, and he and Case worked the track really well together. Neil did his thing. Ace Rents didn't have a lot of car left in this one. They were just out there trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Sorry. But that one came down. Derek actually could have won that heat. All he had to do was park on Clay and he had it won. He backed up because so I'll just kind of set the scene, but uh Joker was kind of like stuck high centered or something, and Clay came in and well, first Derek came in and hit Clay. So Derek's like, oh, I got the last hit. Well, he backs up. When he backs up, Clay comes forward and bumps and hits Joker. And Derek's just sitting back there in victory lane, and we're telling him, like, hey,
Make it hit.
you got to make a hit. Clay's got the last hit. Well, then Derek realizes it, and he's got no steering. So he's sitting there rodding the piss out of his car, trying to get back up there, and just couldn't quite make it back up there in time. But Derek actually he had that one. All he had to do was park on Clay. It was over.
Yeah.
But when he backed up,
Which in a team show, that shit's legal.
yeah, Clay just had to come forward enough to hit Joker and bumped him and got his hit, and that's how it ended. But that was a fun heat. It really was. It was action packed. It was good fun. Um, and then after that was the 80s Wire, and there's a young man from Heber that ended up winning that. Well, he's not that young. He's in his late 20s.
Trying to think of one.
Jordan Davis.
Yep, that's right.
But I told him, I said, I don't think you realize how cool this win is. And he's like, why? And I said, you just beat two of the best Derby guys. I want to say in America, but they're not from America. They're Canadians.
Yeah.
But I said, you just beat two of the best drivers in Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize that.
Yep.
And anyways, Jordan had a Crown Vic, and I don't feel like he was mad dogging it, but he was definitely not sandbagging.
Yeah.
He drove a good race. And that Rob Pretty, he kills me, man.
He makes me laugh.
He's so animated in those cars and so passionate, and
it's great because he has an open face helmet, so you get to see it all.
he was just kicking butt, and then old Dave, Davey boy comes swinging by with a suit coat on.
Yep.
And they just kicked butt. It was fun to watch them.
I'm glad they make that drive to come out.
Yeah.
They are fun to be around.
I think Spencer got mad dog in that heat. And
well deserved.
Yeah, Spencer always drives hard. Like, I'm pretty sure all the years that he's drove here, he's either Mad Dog or like runner up Mad Dog.
Yeah, he's always damn.
Christian's usually right there in the running for Mad Dog or runner up Mad Dog as well, but Christian had some bad luck and was out pretty early. He created some carnage before he went, but somebody created carnage on him.
Yep.
So, anyways, that I thought was a pretty good heat. And I don't know what it was this year, but I felt like it went pretty good because usually in the 80s wire class, we're always picking parts off the track.
Yeah, I don't feel like you guys had to stop for much.
No, it was. I feel like we picked more up off weld cars, more broken steering and spindles than we did the 80s wire. But
yeah, because that was the first heat I actually came down and watched because the sun was down.
But anyways, that was a great heat. And then we moved to old iron wire. And if you've seen heat draws,
I was shitting myself.
Heat 2 looked like it was going to be a bloodbath. It looked like doomsday. It was by far loaded with the best drivers. Like, I don't want to say best drivers, but like bigger name drivers. But Heat 1 ended up being better than Heat 2.
I went back and watched it, and I remember I was sitting in my car, helmet on. Orton was sitting next to me, and I looked at him like, holy shit, dude. Do you see all that shit coming out of there? It's junk.
Heat 1 was freaking awesome. Like, carnage galore. It was fabulous. That one had, who ended up actually pulling that one off?
That was
Kuzma?
That was Kuz.
So Kuzma, I'm not going to say he lucked into it, Kuzma. That's not what I'm saying. But Kuzma was hung up for like 7 minutes.
So there was a couple times I kept hearing on the announced, like, what, because I'm sitting in my car and I'm listening because Justin was in the heat and I was trying to pay attention. But I kept hearing him say, 90, you got 30 seconds. I'm like, that's weird. Coos shouldn't be getting close to being out.
So he was hung up on another car, and he'd be almost out of time, but then they'd get going in reverse, and he'd get his time reset. And I think they were hung up for like at least 7 minutes.
That's crazy.
It was and they were getting hit,
Yeah.
and they were hitting, and those cars were not coming apart.
It was him and Nicholson that were hung up, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And if you actually, I think I seen on Kuzma's like Facebook. He said, I ain't worked that hard to get out of a derby for like 20 years.
Yep.
It's been a long week, people.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a good Chuck Titman.
Oh yeah, dude.
Chuck Titman made that heat. Like
Yep.
the dude got third place and Mad Dog, and he was rallying.
Yeah, poor Steve caught the bad end of Chuck.
Oh, I
Steve
really
was out for a Saturday stroll and Chuck put him in the mountains.
Chuck kicked ass. That was awesome, Chuck. Uh
So we had Coos that won. Chuck took home the patented Mad Dog. And then
I'm pretty sure it was Rob Preddy
yeah,
got second.
which have you seen the pictures of his axle?
I haven't seen the pictures of axles, but I seen the damn car
Yeah.
firsthand. And that dude can take any car. Basically, he takes a turd, he polishes it, and brings it to the Heber Derby and wins in the damn thing.
My favorite thing is his halo bars.
His halo
Everywhere
bars
just made apart.
Always transmission cross members, but the dude legit. And the thing I like about Rob, when we bring in like a lot of other guys from out of states, I feel like a lot of them guys do a lot of bagging.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Rob bags at all.
No,
Like he's definitely not like the top of the list for the Mad Dogs, but that dude is in the middle of the action. He is mixing it up
he's not
nonstop.
afraid to hit. He's not afraid to get hit.
No, I love Rob. Like
Yep.
I last year was the first year I met him and
Yeah.
got to know him. Pretty cool story. He actually quit Demolition Derby, and Dave Kemsley talked him into going again, and he quit because he didn't like the expensive cars, the expensive motors, and like the hard builds.
Yeah.
He said it just wasn't fun. Well, Dave says, well, quit running that shit. Start running the stock stuff.
Yep.
Just run simple, cheap parts, blah, blah, blah. So Rob tried it. Rob's been back in for 3 years, I think now. And Rob said he's having the time of his life.
Oh, yeah.
So those wire cars, guys, I kind of made fun of them for a minute. They're fun.
Yep.
They're fun. It reminds me of when I began the sport.
Yep.
Unless you're born in the, or not born, but if you started derbying in the last like 8 years, you probably don't realize it. But anyone that's been derbying for 8 years or longer, they started out with old iron wire.
Yep.
That's the type of builds even our limited welds were damn near old iron wire,
Yeah.
besides welding seams. But
Yep.
that's the build. Heat 2, old iron wire. It was still good.
Yeah, Brian Horton, surprise, won Mad Dog.
Yeah.
First place was Adrian Gilbert from New York.
Which is awesome. Adrian built a vehicle for Butch Johnson to drive in New York a couple years
Dan
ago.
Filippo.
And then Butch returned the favor and he came out here. And I only got to talk to Adrian for a minute, but he said Utah has officially ruined Demolition Derby for me.
Yep, that's what Decker told him, and he said it was true.
He's like, this is incredible. He says the fans are incredible. The drive style here is incredible. The atmosphere. He's like, this is so much fun. He couldn't believe that he won.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe he won either because I thought his tranny was smoked.
so did I. I thought he lost that heat multiple times. Then he pulled it off. But for me, the coolest thing of that whole of him winning was he had his daughter with him.
Yeah.
And just watching her come out to give him a hug, you could see the pure excitement on both their faces. Yeah. They came on this adventure together.
Yeah.
And now they're celebrating a moment they'll probably never forget. Because, I mean,
Sid captured a really cool picture of him getting out of his car. And Butch, who built the car, is pretty much yelling, yeah. And he's looking up at him like just, it's a cool picture. I sent it to Butch and I sent it to Adrian. I'm like, that right there is what this is about.
It is. And that moment with him and his daughter, they'll probably never forget. No. I mean, he may never come back to Utah again. I don't know. I don't know him very well.
Yeah.
I almost pretty much don't know them all. So I don't know if this is a once in a lifetime thing
Yeah.
or if this is now like, hey, Butch,
Yep.
here's my 401k. I better have a car every single year. Because the thing is there's tons of different derbies in Utah that I feel like you got to try out.
Yep.
I mean, I seen he was at UTC and he was just
Yep.
like, look at this stadium.
Oh yeah.
There's you got to drive in the Golden Spike.
You
You
have
got
to.
Juab's pretty awesome. Like the State Fair's new arena. There's tracks everywhere. Like I'm loving Manti.
Yep.
The Manti's got that small town feel.
It's got the temple in the
I
background.
mean, it's just a fun show. I mean, there's so many shows you can drive in
Yep.
Utah besides just Heber.
Oh
Like
yeah.
so the New Yorkers, I think I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It shows too. Like it shows like
Yep.
I mean, you can come from anywhere and win the show.
100%.
I mean,
I think that was the best part is just that reason, dude. He flew here from New York, doesn't know anybody that he's running against.
well, and last year Brady Barlow came in. He'd only
Yep.
built like 3 cars. He got first and Mad Dog,
Yep.
and he was in a heat with like 7 Heber boys. The Heber boys, they're just there to derby.
Yep.
I think all those the wire class, the guys are there to derby.
I still remember talking to him in driver's meeting last year, and he's like, dude, I'm so nervous. You guys are going to kill me. I said, no. I said, we're out there for one thing.
We'll kill ourselves before we kill
We're
you.
just going out there to junk shit. We're going to go have fun.
But it definitely is awesome to see when I like seeing people from everywhere win.
Yep. It's nice.
It's a good feeling. After that, we went on to the singles weld,
Which,
and I mean, I'm not gonna. It was
that was
not
one of the slower,
a slower paced
weekend.
heat. Wasn't super eventful, but super competitive. And there for a minute, I'm like, okay, this is anyone's. This is
Yeah.
anyone's. Like they all had pretty good cars.
Yep.
They all had plenty of time to fix them. Nobody drove the night before, so nobody worked on cars really Saturday. Everyone was refreshed.
Yep.
Um, and it was a good, solid, competitive heat. Heffley was probably the biggest surprise for
He
me.
broke his curse.
Um, the dude, like, he didn't care who he was hitting.
No.
He didn't care if he was hitting head on.
Nope.
He didn't. He was just there to derby.
And if you guys haven't met Heffley, he's probably one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. And every year he's been in Utah, he's had, I mean, not the greatest of luck. So to watch him will that car like he did.
Well, and that was actually his car for last year, and he didn't
Yeah.
get it done. So,
Yep.
for him to be able to finally get that car probably out of the garage
Yep.
and everything, but yeah, he did a great job. I was super happy for him. Zeb Hansen pulled off the W.
Yep. Which
And
means he gets a team spot.
he gets a team spot, and he's a wheelman qualifier.
Yep. Heffley won the other qualifier spot, went in the Mad Dog.
Yep. And
Which now he's got a decision to make. Does he build a weld car or does he run his team spot?
Heffley, clock's a ticking. We need to know, buddy.
You got time to build too.
Phone in, let us know. Um, and then we have the championship.
Yeah.
4-man team show championship.
Which, if anybody's watched the Heber Derby and UTC the last 2 years, there's a rivalry brewing with that team,
Yeah.
two of the team members.
So that heat, I was a little nervous thinking in my head, like, oh man, what kind of main event is this going to be? Just 8 cars? This is the main event? Like,
Yeah.
what's it going to be?
It lived
It did not disappoint.
No.
Not 1 ounce of it disappointed. The only hiccup we had was Chance's fuel tank busted.
Which, man, what a game changer that it derailed
Huge,
the main.
huge game changer. Like, not saying they would have won, but I could see a million different ways they win that. if
Both Chance and Jared both still had steering and had straight cars.
And Chance was getting ready to lay down a nasty hit
Yep.
when we shut it down.
Which, let's talk about that for a second. Sometimes the lights don't shut off fast enough, Bowman.
So I'm watching the race, and I see Chance come down, and I just see fluid going everywhere. In my head, I was thinking like transmission cooler or something. And then I seen it come around the corner, and I see it just pouring out of the speaker deck. And I just start yelling, red flag, red flag, red flag. So to set the scene, I look over. His pinion brake is shooting sparks everywhere. He's running alcohol, and I can see fuel going everywhere. And if y'all don't know, last year I was like a fireball down in Utah County. And when I seen Chance, the only thing in my head was like, I have got to get this guy out of his car.
Yep.
So I'm yelling red flag. They start flickering the lights. I jump off the berm.
Jared Larson's doing about mock Jesus.
Jared Larson was coming right for me. I had to literally jump back on the berm on my back, put my feet in the air.
Which I'm surprised you're that agile, buddy.
Hey, bud, I told you I can do anything. Jared, I hear him yell from his car, "Sorry, Brad!" And I'm like, and then I just like run out to Chance.
Immediately you said, get out of the
I
car.
just looked and I said, "Chance, get out of the car right now, hurry!" And got him out of the car. I'm not kidding you. Like, take a garden hose.
And it was coming out
It
that
was
fast.
coming out that fast.
Yep. You
And
could watch it just pour out of the door seams. It was coming.
and I looked under there and I didn't see the pinion. The pinion brake was orange when I first seen him, but it wasn't at that time. And I'm just like, we gotta get this car out of this track
Yep.
because he was running a 20-gallon fuel cell,
Oh,
20 gallons of alcohol.
that makes
Like
for big fireworks.
big fireworks. It could have ended bad for lots of people.
Yeah.
We had to get that out of there. But man,
It's a game changer.
I hate seeing him get pulled out of that race like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it. Like I said, it changes that heat. I don't know how much it changes it.
Well,
But
they changed it from 2-on-3 to 1-on-3.
yeah.
And Jared Larson, when they said go, he knew it was go time. It was feast or famine, and he was going to give it everything he had.
He'd already turned it up, but he turned it up a whole nother notch after that.
Oh yeah.
And I had to give Jared mad props. I'm like, dude, what engine are you running? That thing ripped. He's like, oh, this isn't even a Derby engine. This
No.
is my father-in-law's race engine.
No, he tells me the beginning of the weekend, oh yeah, man, I don't get to run my nasty engine. I'm running my father-in-law's race engine out of one of his race cars. He's like, don't get me wrong, it's no slouch.
That thing ripped.
Dude, okay, let's set the scene. Patello's down in front of the telehandler by the entrance. Jared whips around by the announcer's booth. And I bet you, how fast do you think he was going by the time he hit Patello?
It was pushing 30.
He was running out of real estate. I literally thought he was going to catch air and launch into the crowd.
I thought he was rolling over the K-rail.
Yeah.
I 100% thought he was going over the K-rail.
Yeah.
And had the K-rail not been there, he was 100% rolled over.
Oh, 100%.
The K-rail saved him. And that was wicked.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee Jared was, either having the time of his life or shitting himself, one of the two.
There's a good chance it was both.
But it was definitely wicked. But when that main event ended, I could just I know for Seeloff, I mean it's not my story to tell, but Seeloff has a very big demolition derby passion, and it has grown tremendously over the last 5 or 6 years.
That was one of the other emotions I caught on video.
And
I'm just like, hell yeah.
Casey is using demolition derby to channel, I don't know what you want to say, life emotions.
Yeah.
We're all dealing with different things, but if you guys don't know Casey, like the dude's a badass dude, and
Another one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
he channels, some of his past through Demolition Derby, and that win meant the world to him.
100%. When he got out, it was almost like you watched the weight that was on his shoulders just kind of dribble off of him.
Well,
It was a relief.
and I don't know, like if you guys weren't in the pits and don't know Casey and his team, if you went down to their little pit corner, that team, man, they've got some team unity
Yeah.
like you've never seen with their pit crews. They probably had the best pit crew there, honestly, and their families are there camping and stuff, and just watching that team unity.
Yep.
To them, they truly are a big family down there. I mean, each wife is, like they're helping and supporting and
Yep.
all their friends. And that's just a fun pit
Yeah.
crew over there to watch. And to see the excitement on all of their pit crew's faces and how happy they were for these four drivers.
Yep.
I mean, absolutely incredible.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was so happy for Casey. Obviously, I'm happy for his whole team,
Yeah.
but just knowing Casey's backstory and knowing him how I feel like I know him,
Yeah.
I could tell this one was special.
Yep. You definitely got that vibe when you talked to him after, and even talking to him down in UTC.
Yeah.
Like it meant something to him, and it's awesome to see. It meant something for all those guys.
Yeah.
All those guys.
And I mean, it's our first team show.
Yep.
Um, I think it might be I think we're gonna have another one.
I think so.
But to win the first one right out of the gate, like I don't know, it was pretty
Knocking
special.
champ.
It was pretty special. Like
Well, and hats off to Dubs Fab too, because
they were in it.
they were.
They were in it. Like I said, I still wish that we could have seen what it ended
Oh
without
yeah.
Chance getting pulled from the car.
Well, even every single one of those cars was still straight.
Yeah.
Just something stupid happened. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the Derby life. Something's gonna happen to you or to someone else. That Derby's a game of chance.
At the end of the show, guys, I just I just want to tell everybody thanks.
Yep.
The drivers that came out to the Wasatch County Fair this year, that supported Ryan and myself. We can't thank you guys enough. Like you guys put on one of the best shows that I'll ever be a part of.
Yep.
I really
It kind of screwed you for next year, bud.
I've been asked by a few people this week, how are you going to top that?
I don't know if you can.
And honestly,
I don't
I
think
don't
you
care.
need to
I
either.
don't know if we never top that show, I don't care. Because that was a special show. I felt like it was one of the best shows America's ever seen.
Yep.
And I don't know if we can duplicate it, but
No.
we're gonna sure try. We're gonna not only that, we're gonna try to make it better.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like we've made Heber better every single year. I feel like we're gonna come up with something new and better for next
There
year.
will be something in the works, I guarantee
I
you.
mean,
Don't
we've
keep
already
trying.
we've had ideas before this derby ever kicked off, but
Yep.
but we'll see what happens. But if we never beat this one,
That's okay.
if my goal is just to match it,
Yep.
because if you match it, we can't lose. It's
Yeah.
like incredible show. And it all comes back to the drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, the driver support to this show is is phenomenal. And
Well, and thank you to like JM Race Engines. Thank you to Stars and Pipes coming down and vending because I think that added to the experience a hell of a lot.
I do. I help the drivers out a bunch, and that's
Yep.
that's why when I was like, okay, we're bringing in a team show, we need a parts vendor here. These guys need parts.
Yep.
And they did. They bought a lot of parts. I mean, I watched these drivers go back and forth with parts in their
Yep.
hand
I
all
watched a
weekend.
golf cart go back with like 4 or 5 radiators on the back.
Yeah, I think that was for the sweats and the proctors.
Probably.
But I just really appreciate those guys coming out. I really appreciate my whole entire team.
Yep.
Um,
You got a pretty good team behind you.
we have the best team, and I know that everyone always thinks they've got the best team, but I think when you can say you have the best team is when you feel like you can
Count on those.
count on those guys when like all right. I like I said, I went to bed Friday night at 5:15 in the morning. I did not step foot in the inspection barn all day Saturday. Not one foot did I step in there. And I didn't hear one complaint and I didn't get one phone call that they had problems in that barn.
That's awesome.
That tells me we have an amazing team.
Yep.
Our food tent, I got told multiple times throughout the weekend how grateful people were and how good the food was.
So, funny story. We're sitting in UTC on Saturday, and Justin goes, "Damn it." I'm like, "What?" Brad and Ryan ruined it for me. He's like, "There should be drink barns or drink stalls everywhere." He's like, "You know how nice it is just to walk over and grab a bottle of water when you're thirsty?" So, like, the fact that you guys do that is freaking awesome.
Well, we've literally got a team that stocks those drinks all day long.
Yep.
We've got people cooking food.
The food is It's awesome to have on site too.
Yeah, I mean, when you're hungry, it's nice just to go grab a quick bite.
Yep.
Um, the girls, I'm telling you what, the girls, guys, you got to get you some girls. Those girls over there in registration, they kill
Oh
it
yeah.
every year. They
Yep.
they handle business. Jen and my wife and Amanda Ryan's wife, they put in so much work. You guys don't realize that. You think it's me and Ryan put in the work. It's those girls. Ryan and I come up with the ideas and they make them happen.
Yep.
Amanda hand engraved every single one of those cups, about
You know how
200
many
cups.
people were so enthused with those cups? Like it, everybody loved them. Brindley's like, Dad, did you see my cup? I'm like, yeah, I knew about it. She's like, I love it.
That is, that's just one of many things these girls put their heart and soul into. I
Yep.
mean, anyways, I can't thank those two enough. Candace is another one, and then
Yep.
she's got a whole team helping her with Janessa and Tess, and everybody below her. But we can't do it without the girls.
No.
But at the end of the day, we just have an amazing team.
Yep.
I know I swear to God, I'm gonna kill some of you. I've already been texted 3 times asking for rules for next year. Like, let us get through the next couple of shows that are running these rules so we can figure out what changes need to be made. But I know that we are replacing one of our head techs.
Yeah.
We'll announce that kind of soon when we get things figured out a little more. But um, we've already started. We've already had conversations with techs for next year.
Yep.
We are digging deep. One of the conversations we've already had is with one of the biggest, best demolition derby drivers in America. And we are going to continue conversations with him and we've got some others that we're super interested in. And we are going to try to find the right tech for this event.
Yep.
Even if they're not even on the berm, if they're just teching.
Yeah.
We're going to try to find the right people because
I think finding the right tech is very important to any show.
for me, I I want fair tech and I want consistency. And I know it's not going to be perfect, and I do
Yeah.
not expect it to be
No.
perfect. But I want it to be fair and consistent.
Yep.
So we're working hard on it already, and we're gonna try to kind of get things figured out and get rolling. And I just please be patient with us. Give us at least through Derby season to get things figured out. People are like, "What rules are changing?" I'm like, "Shit, we're still running this year's rules for the next month. Like we don't even know all the problems yet.
Yep.
Like let us get through this." So, anyways, we're working on it. Um, I just can't thank the drivers enough. I really can't. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it 100 times. The drivers made that Derby
Yep.
amazing. My staff helped make it amazing, but the drivers are there, man. And then you can't argue with the crowd. The
Nope.
crowd is awesome, but it's because the drivers.
Yeah.
Destructive behavior builds the platform, the drivers put the show on.
Yep.
So thank you guys. Hopefully you guys all come back next year. Hopefully we get some new blood next year.
Yeah.
This show, I am confident, is going to be 100% sold out on day one. I am confident there's going to be a lot of mad people because
They didn't get a spot.
we actually unfortunately might downsize the show
What a
slightly.
great year to not have to sign up for a freaking spot.
Yep. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much.
Thanks for staying here with us this long episode.
Yeah, that was a lot to get through. We're gonna hop back on another day here pretty quick, and we're gonna burn through all the shows that we've missed over the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And by the time you see us again, we might have already missed another 1 or 2 shows. So we'll be doing a big recap here pretty quick and talk more Derby. And I still would love to get some drivers on and talk about these
Yeah.
shows. So Nate and I are probably gonna. I mean, we're both busy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to hit derbies up, and we're trying to enjoy some family time too. We just had our fair,
Yep.
but we are going to try to probably come out with content every couple days for the next 2 weeks, just because it's that time.
Yep.
So thanks for wasting your time listening to us today, and thank you for everybody that had a hand in helping in the Heber Derby.
Yep.
And good luck to everyone driving this weekend, and we'll catch you guys all next week.
See you next week. Thank you guys.
See ya.